Hey everyone, with coronavirus going on and the quarantines happening pretty much around the entire world, people are stocking up on supplies, mainly toilet paper. I'm not sure why, but also food. But that also means that you don't have. But that also means you might not have the freedom to go out and buy fresh groceries whenever you want. So you gotta start raiding the pantry. So today I'm gonna raid my own pantry. That sounds kind of wrong.
I guess you're gonna miss the panty raid.
And use common ingredients, common super non-perishable things mixed in with some other maybe fresh groceries that you can make at home during these tough times and during the quarantine and social distancing. Let's get started. Well, obviously the first thing that you want to start off with is a nice good glass of whiskey. This is the most important thing to have during the quarantine. Alright, so the first dish is gonna be kind of like an appetizer or a snack that you can share with your family or just enjoy by yourself. We're gonna be making deviled eggs, and we're gonna add a slight twist on it where we're gonna add some gochujang. And gochujang is basically Korean fermented hot pepper paste, and it's gonna add some nice heat, just some slight sweetness to the richness of the egg yolk. As for the ingredients, they're all gonna be relatively easy. Hopefully you got some eggs. I feel like every household has eggs nowadays, whether they're fresh or not, just any sort of eggs. You want some mayonnaise and some sort of mustard. I got Dijon mustard. You can use yellow mustard, Dijon, or whole mustard, whatever kind of mustard you got in your cabinet or pantry. Obviously the gochujang. This is optional, but I'm gonna top it with some green onions and some scallions. Completely optional, not mandatory. And we're gonna add some garlic cloves. If you don't have fresh garlic, you can always use garlic powder. And this is gochugaru, which is Korean red pepper powder. Also optional. If you have it, you have it. If not, it's completely fine. If you want to add some extra heat on top of the gochujang, you can put in like cayenne, or I would just actually suggest cayenne. Yeah, let's get started. Begin by submerging large eggs into some boiling water. Assure that they are fully submerged beneath the water. How long you cook the eggs for is completely up to you, but for this dish, I want it to be between medium boiled and hard boiled, so I'm leaving it in there for about 10 minutes. After the 10 minutes are up, dunk the eggs into an ice bath to stop the cooking process. After the eggs have cooled, peel the shell off and slice them in half. The yolk should be completely set but not dry. Using a spoon, scoop out the yolk into a bowl. Add about 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon Dijon mustard, about a tablespoon of gochujang, a few teaspoons of gochugaru. Feel free to add more to either of these for extra heat. A bit of chili powder to add depth to that heat, a pinch of salt, and finally grated garlic. Combine the mixture and then move to a whisk to make sure that the yolks are completely broken up and immerses with the rest of the mixture. It is completely optional to do this step, but I like having the visual aesthetic of piped egg yolks for my deviled eggs. If you don't want to do this, you can just spoon them back into the egg whites. Finally, top it up with some chopped scallion, and that completes the gochujang deviled eggs. Alright, let's try one out. Oh no, it's good. It's really good. The heat from the gochujang and the gochugaru really like comes forward. I wasn't expecting that, but it's like really creamy. I didn't account for the saltiness of like all the other things, so I added a little bit too much salt, but it does help with the richness of like the egg yolk and the mayonnaise. Just a little too salty for my palate. You could make this in the afternoon when you're like bored, for your family, for your siblings, for yourself, or you can make it like as an appetizer on the side while you're making something that's gonna take a while, which leads us perfectly into the next thing that we're about to make. That is something that you have to let sit on the stove for quite a bit of some time while you do some other things. Alright, so for our second dish, we're making curry, and specifically Japanese curry. You may be saying, Alex, curry has so many ingredients. How are you supposed to get all those during this quarantine when we can't even go out to the grocery market whenever we want, or what if we don't have it? And this is the beauty of making curry. So for the base of the curry, you need three things: potatoes, carrots, and onions. We are using a store-bought curry roux, which I always have this in my pantry. I'm pretty sure if you went to the market right now, there will be a lot of these, because especially if you go to an American market, because not a lot of people really use this. So it's not gonna be like one of the hot ticket items that are gonna be sold out the markets, you know? For this curry, I'm making it with beef, but you can make it a vegetarian curry where you just use vegetables, you use chicken, you use any protein you want, you can add mushrooms instead. Do whatever you want. Curry is so versatile and so adaptable, which is why I love making it. And I'll be adding my own like mix-ins and like throw-ins from the pantry that I find that to flavor it up, add some extra depth to the curry. You know, have some fun with it. Turn this curry into the melting pot of your pantry. Bring your family to experiment, taste test, make them your guinea pigs with this curry. Who knows? Let's get started. Let's begin with our vegetable prep. Start off by slicing an onion into half moons. Dicing is also an option here, but I prefer the larger pieces because these will be cooked down quite a lot. Dice potatoes into small cubes, I'd say about 1 inch. I'm using russet potatoes here, but Yukon Gold is also an option as well. For the carrots, I'm going at them at an angle to create more surface area when cooked, but also to create larger pieces to stand up to being cooked in a liquid for an extended period of time. Grate garlic, and if you have any, ginger. I didn't have any ginger at this time, so I'm only going with fresh garlic. Using either powders is also an option too, if fresh isn't available. Finally, I'm coating my beef with some flour to help create a crust when searing it. Preheat a pot with some neutral oil. Sear the steaks until there's that layer of fond at the bottom. Should be a few minutes on each side. Take the steak pieces out and set aside. Add in the onions. Sweat them out until translucent, and then add the carrots, potatoes, garlic, and ginger. Cover with chicken broth or water. Now this is the part where you can start playing with flavors and seasonings that you have lying around in your kitchen. I'm going to be adding some honey before I start the simmering process. You could also add brown sugar, white sugar, or if you don't want any sweetness in this curry, you could also add some miso paste. Simmer for 10 to 15 minutes, or until the potatoes are soft to the touch. While the curry is in the simmering stage, make sure to skim off any fat or scum that comes off the top. After the 15 minutes are up, add in the boxed curry roux and stir in to dissolve and get the roux incorporated. Here's when you can add more spices or seasonings. I'm adding garam masala, probably my favorite blend of spices, some unsweetened cocoa powder, ground coffee is also an option here, and finally some cayenne pepper for that heat and brightness. Let this simmer for another 5 to 10 minutes and then you're ready. Alright, let's try it out. Can't see me scooping it, but here you go. Okay, so we got some rice, some curry, the meat. Oh, it's all hot. Adding in the chocolate adds like some bitterness to it, cause it's like dark cocoa, or not dark, it's like cocoa powder, so it's not like sweet. It adds like bitterness, which balances a little bit of the salty and the sweetness from the honey, the vegetables. And the garam masala. So good. That's so good. So this is really easy to make. Like I said, it kind of is like the kitchen sink of the pantry dish. I don't want to disrespect Japanese curry like that, but you can kind of treat it like that in these hard times. Or with any curry in general. I think one of my favorite things about curry is like, yes, keep to the general model of the curry. Let's say Japanese curry, or like Indian curry, or like tikka masala, stuff like that. Yeah, there's like a general like base of like how you make it, but then you can kind of like experiment and play around with flavors in your own, and that can be perfect if you don't have certain ingredients in your pantry but you have other ingredients. You can play around and use those instead. Maybe you'll find use for some of the stuff that's been sitting in your pantry for months or years, you know? But yeah. Hope you guys have some extra rice, because for our third one, we need some leftover rice. So it's a new day because I got really full eating all that curry and the deviled eggs, and definitely not because I drank too much whiskey. But anyways, this is perfect. But this is perfect because we need leftover rice. And if you made the curry already, you should definitely have some for our final dish. I'm pretty sure most households have Spam or some sort of like canned, packaged, processed, like weird sausage meat. Be Spam. It can be like, it's probably like Vienna sausages or like those little hot dog smokies. But we're gonna be making fried rice using Spam. You can use any sort of packaged processed meat, and throw in any vegetables that you have lying around. I actually don't have any vegetables left, so I'm just doing Spam, onion, and eggs. That's it. Keep it simple, but like I said, add in any vegetables, frozen vegetables. If you have frozen vegetables, those are perfect to add in here. But yeah, let's get started. Let's begin with the Spam. Take it out of the packaging. I know this is a lot, so I'm only going to be using half for myself and saving the other half for another time. Dice it up into half-inch cubes and set aside. Then, dice half a large onion or one small onion. I'd like to get the Spam to the onion ratio to be about a 1-to-1 ratio. Next, prep any vegetables that you plan on adding. Like I said before, I don't really have any, but I found this can of corn, so I'm going to use that. Finally, beat 2 eggs until homogeneous. With preparations done, let's move on to the stove. Preheat a pan with a bit of oil and then add the Spam. We're just looking to rendering the fat out of the Spam and making them nice and crispy. Once done, take them out and set aside. Add the eggs in and continuously stir them while in the pan. We aren't looking for any curd formation in this fried rice, so keep them moving until fully cooked through. Add another bit of vegetable oil and add in the onions. Cook them through until translucent and then add in the vegetables. Finally, put the leftover rice in. Season with fish sauce and black pepper. I don't think fish sauce is common, but I like the saltiness and the umami that it brings to the rice. Finally, bring back in the Spam and egg and warm them through. After tasting, feel free to add more fish sauce or soy sauce to adjust the saltiness. Yes, I'm eating with a soup spoon. Please don't judge me. I haven't done the dishes in a while. I'm not sure if using fish sauce is like traditional or not. I'm pretty sure it's not. But using both fish sauce and soy sauce in this makes it taste so much better. Oh, I forgot to add one more thing. I added that sesame oil into my rice. We'll just add just a little bit. But yeah, this is a perfect dish to basically use up any leftover ingredients, such as maybe you cut up some vegetables or you have some vegetables from an open package that you want to use before it goes bad, frozen vegetables, canned or packaged meat, and then leftover rice. And you just stir it all together with some soy sauce, some black pepper, some fish sauce. It makes for a nice simple meal. You can make a big pan or pot of it, sit together as a family at the table, eat, take from the pan, eat all around it, enjoy some family time during this quarantine. Okay, those are 3 simple and easy meals to make during the quarantine using ingredients that you may have lying around your house. I hope everyone stays safe during this quarantine, during these tough times. Please remember to stay safe, stay inside, practice social distancing. Make sure to wash your hands. Make sure to sanitize. And also make sure to stay hydrated. Take care of yourself. Not just with food, but with water. Practice taking good self-care, like washing your face at night. Make sure you don't slack on that. But yeah, hope I'll see you in the next one for a more lighthearted video. Maybe we'll go back to an anime or video game if I can get back to the market and buy some actual ingredients for that. But until then, stay safe. I'll see y'all next time.